to remember the 184 lives lost there.
This is never an easy day, but it is especially difficult for all of you, the families of nearly 3,000 innocents who lost their lives.
The Secretary of Defense told those gathered at the Pentagon ceremony that in trying to attack America's strength, the terrorists unleashed American spirit and the will to fight for their country. Members of Congress gathered on the Capitol steps, much like they did 11 years ago. In Shanksville, Pennsylvania, Vice President Biden took part in a ceremony remembering the 40 passengers and crew members who died on Flight 93. Republican White House hopeful Mitt Romney met first responders at the airport in Chicago before heading to Reno to speak to members of the National Guard. President Obama is also visiting with wounded soldiers at the Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Maryland. Live in Arlington, Virginia, Danielle Nottingham. Now back to you, Michelle.
Danielle, on this 11th anniversary, obviously it comes at a time where President Obama and Mitt Romney are campaigning for the election in November. How have they pushed their campaign activities aside?
Well, both campaigns have already decided to pull their negative campaign ads for the day. They're also avoiding any campaign rallies, but they're not completely pushing their campaigns to the side. You can say they're bringing down the tone because in Mitt Romney's stop in Nevada today, he's expected to talk about his foreign policy plans, something he was criticized for not doing during the Republican National Convention. And the Democrats have dispatched former President Bill Clinton to Florida today to campaign. So the campaigns aren't completely off, but they've taken the tone down, Michelle.
All right, Danielle Nottingham live in Arlington, Virginia. Thank you.
And in Union City, many gathered at the memorial to the heroes of Flight 93 in Sugar Mill Landing Park. CBS 5 reporter Elissa Harrington was there and spoke with some of the heroes' family members.
Just something inside that gives you goosebumps, to know that they died for us.
It's a ceremony that happens in Union City every year. A tribute to the victims of United Flight 93 at the memorial at Sugar Mill Landing Park. It's been 11 years since those attacks, but as the mother of Nicole Miller, one of the victims, will tell you.
Even though you get used to living with it every day, sometimes it doesn't really get easier.
The 40 passengers and crew members aboard have been hailed as heroes for fighting back when the plane was hijacked. Many of them lived in or had ties to the Bay Area, the original destination of that plane being San Francisco.
We can't ever forget. Too much at stake.
Christian Adams, Todd Beamer.
At the ceremony, each name was read out loud. Those names also etched in stone monuments. Nicole Miller's mom believes her daughter and 79-year-old Hilda Marson were together in their final moments, and that has brought their families close.
Kind of brings it all back again, so it's kind of like bittersweet.
Today, I especially remember the days when her plane did arrive in San Francisco, and she'd get off that plane and say, "I'm here, honey," and everybody on the plane would just kind of smile.
On each stone, there's also a mere symbolic of reflection, something a lot of people are doing today on this 11th anniversary of those terrorist attacks. In Union City, Elissa Harrington, CBS 5.
And flags at all 43 San Francisco fire stations are at half staff today, honoring the 343 firefighters that were killed in the 9/11 attack.